All right, folks, sorry about that. I had to take care of some quick technical difficulties. What is good, everyone? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless one of the man, Lincoln Clay, and we are back with a live stream of Assetto Corsa Competizione in VR. And today is a much awaited day. Today we've got the official release of the GT2 pack. I think it features 6 cars and a track, and that track would be Red Bull Ring, which although I don't race on Red Bull Ring that much, I mean, the only time I really race on Red Bull Ring is whenever I'm racing it on GT7 and Formula One, like F123. But other than that, I really don't mess around with Red Bull Ring that much. I think it is on Automobilist too. I like the track, but it's one of those tracks where, like, if it's a track where if it's a daily race on GT7, I'll go ahead and race it, but it's not a track that I go out of my way to look for, I'm being honest. And with this track coming to Assetto Corsa Competizione, I'm really excited about it because I do like the track, and I definitely want to experience in an ACC version of this track. And not only that, Red Bull Ring is like a crowd favorite on GT7. So I'm curious how many people from GT7 would jump over here and try this version and see what they think of it. So yeah, we're definitely gonna do that. And let's go have a look real quick at the cars we got. So let me see here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, I have a floating menu in front of me that you guys don't see. So just, you know, take me at my word. We're going to start with the first one here. And it is this Audi Sport. I believe it is an R8. Yeah. So we'll spin it around, take a look at it. Honestly, with these GT2 cars, you know, I've taken a look at several of these cars, and these GT2 cars almost looks like something that came straight out of a showroom and then sent straight to a racing garage to make all the modifications to turn it into a racing car. So there's a left door right there. So I'm going to drive all these cars. You know, we're just going to do some laps, you know, practice laps. Close that door. Lights. Let's check out the lights. Ooh, looks bright. Yeah, nice. All right, let's have a look at the next car. That would be the car that I used as my thumbnail, the KTM Expo GT2. I personally like. From the side, I really don't mind the way this car looks. It looks okay. From the back, it almost has a cross between a Lamborghini and a Batmobile. But the front of this car, I don't know. I think the front of this car is somewhat ugly. But honestly speaking, I got a funny feeling this might be the car that I end up going with. I like the car's low center of gravity, how close it is to the ground. Oh yeah, let's check out the doors. So here's the right door. You know, just windows flip open, but check out the left. That's pretty slick. Yeah, but I think this might be the car that I end up going with. Let's check out the lights. All right, let's check out the next car. And that is the Maserati GT2. This Maserati in the front, it almost looks like a Nissan GTR. In the back of it looks like it could be a cross between a Lamborghini and a Ferrari. This car is also another possibility that I could end up using, because from some of the streams that I've seen, it seems like people are saying that this car is the fastest. But I wouldn't use it because it's the fastest. If I use it, it's going to be because I like the way the car handles. Flip open door. Let's check out the lights. Spinning around. Oh, that's a rain light? See if it's got one in the front. Yeah, okay. Indicators. Well, I didn't. Let's go back. All right, let's check out the next car. Next car is the Mercedes AMG GT2. To me, this looks like another car where it just came straight out the showroom floor and then it was sent to a race garage to get tricked out. I don't know. Like right here, it doesn't look so bad, but some of the streams that I've seen, this car looks like it sits kind of high off the ground. I want the car as low to the ground as possible because I want the aerodynamics, I want the downforce, I want the handling. Check out the lights. Open the door. All right, let's move on to the next one. This car right here is the Porsche 219. I didn't even mention the years. So the Audi Sport was a 2021. The KTM was a 2021. The Maserati is a 2023. This AMG that we're looking at here is a 2023. This is a 2019 Porsche 935. And you have got to be kidding me. That does not look like something that came out of... Okay, I see where it looks like an updated Porsche underneath. It's just all this body kit on here. Makes it look old. I mean, this shit looked like something right out of 1974. But underneath that, I can see the modern Porsche up underneath this all this body kit. See with the lights. See what this thing look like on it. Personally, I think this thing kind of ugly. I just don't like that long tail in the back. Yes, it's got an up-to-date Porsche wheel in it. And finally, we have the 2023 Porsche 911 GT2 RSCS EVO. And again, this looks like another car that came straight out the showroom floor and onto the, onto the mechanics, to the garage. So out of all these cars, I think that the this KTM right here looks the most like a race car to me. This does not look anything. This does not look like a car to me that, you see it in the showroom today and then tomorrow it rolls out of a garage all tricked out. I think this one probably looks the most like a race car. A case probably could be made for this Maserati, especially with that diffuser in the back. What's it? Yeah, that definitely makes it look like a race car with that livery. Let me go back to that KTM for a second. So yeah, it's got a diffuser in the back. Doesn't look like a GT3 diffuser, but it's definitely got a diffuser. I think out of all these cars, I think they all somewhat have a diffuser on them, but I think like that diffuser right there looks a little small. And for those that don't know what a diffuser is, I'm talking about underneath the car in the center. It'd probably be better to describe it with this Maserati. Basically, these ribs or fins underneath the car is a rear diffuser. I don't quite understand how it's supposed to work, but the air that goes underneath the car, the diffuser draws that air up at the back, and it sort of acts like it's pushing the car forward to actually make it a little bit faster, if I'm describing this right. So right there, that to me, that diffuser on the back of this car looks more like it's just part of the body, as part of the body styling. Now, this particular Benz right here, one time I was on my way to the mall and I seen a guy driving one of these cars, and it had and this was on the street. It had this big giant wing on the back, and it had a rear diffuser, but it had like a GT3 style rear diffuser. And I mean, that diffuser in the back was big. You couldn't miss it. And that car looked like it was ready for the track. And the dude had a smoking hot chick in the car with him too. He had one of them Carmen Electric looking chicks in there with him, wearing some wearing the silver shades. So yeah, that it almost looked like this car don't even have a diffuser, but it's underneath the muffler. And this same thing with this car, but those pipes right there, those pipes look more like glass packs. All right, let's we're gonna go around Monza. So from what I understand about these GT2 cars is that they have much more straight line speed than the GT3 cars, but they don't handle as good. And Jardier described them as, being understeery in the curves. So I guess the tracks like a Paul Ricard, you'll be able to turn in faster lap times than the GT3 cars. I think even with Monza in Bathurst, because those tracks have long straights, but I guess the really technical tracks, the GT3s are still turning in faster lap times. This is what I've been seeing people saying, you know, through the streams and stuff. So I have to be honest, it's saying that I think when all is said and done, the GT3 class is probably still going to remain my class of choice, but these GT2s, I really don't have an issue with them. I mean, I think like the Group 2 cars on GT7, I do absolutely love driving those cars in VR. I mean, I love the GT3s. I mean, all in all, the GT3s are probably my favorite class, but I think but the Group 2 class on GT7 and the GTE class on Automobilista 2, they come a close second. I absolutely love driving those cars, especially in VR. I don't know why, like on Automobilista 2, I'm a sucker for the Corvette. On GT7, I love driving the Ray Brig NSX as well as the Lexus. So let's start with the Audi. See what kind of liveries we got, because this color right here makes it look like a car that came from a dealership. Let's put some, yeah. Now that looked like a race car. Wait a minute, that looked even more like a race car. Now, the air intake on the top of this Audi, that's probably the only thing I don't like about this car, because it looks like one of those giant dust buster portable vacuum cleaners that you keep in your car. But other than that, it's a really slick looking car. And truth be told, whenever I see GT2 races, that giant dust buster on the top of this R8, that's how I can tell that it's a GT2 car, because you can't miss that giant thing on the top. Let's go. Oh, you know what? I got this set up for multiplayer. We'll have to back out. Do a single player. Series. Here we go. Get that honeybee back. And we'll start out on Monza, just so I can get a feel for the car. We'll do a lap or two on Monza, and then we'll head on over to the Red Bull Ring. Where's the Red Bull Ring located? GT2, yep. So yeah, we'll do a lap or two on Monza, and then we'll come back to the Red Bull Ring. And we will do a practice rather than a quick race, because I don't feel like having the AI smashed into me. It's carbon fiber design. I've got the funny feeling though this car is gonna handle like that Ferrari. I think they'll see here. Let's do an aggressive preset. Take down some of this fuel. Arrows, the brake ducts. I'm gonna leave all that stuff where it's at until I get the feel for this car.
Green light, show them what you got.
Oh yeah, and I just remembered, Like my tires are ice cold. The tires are purple and the brakes are blue. Now what I understand with these GT2 cars, they don't use heated wheel covers. So with these GT2 cars, you're gonna have to take it easy until you get the tires and the brakes warmed up. All right, damn, this dashboard look long.
Low tire pressure, stay away from curbs.
Oh shit! Yeah, you gotta brake earlier with this car. And the car felt a little bit understeery on me, even with me trail braking. Oh shit! Where you at on? Got ABS set to 1? Are they serious? You can definitely tell that this car has got some power because you can hear the stuttering from the anti-lock, from the traction control trying to kick in. A couple of the corners, as I was coming out of the corners, you know, it was like, you know, I could feel the rear wheel spinning and the traction control kicking in. You can see the blue light flickering on the dashboard too, showing you that the traction control is kicking in. With this car, I definitely got to brake sooner than I would with a GT3 car.
Well, no, man. That's not fast as now.
And if you start to make your turn, the car slows down. It's So yeah, when I was braking at the 150 mark on the straights, like I normally would in the GT3, and I started to make my turn before I got to the corner. The car was already, wheels were already locking up and going understeering on me.
Said, you use OpenXR kit, 120 Hz or 90 Hz.
The OpenXR toolkit, relative to the MetaQuest headsets, is starting to become more trouble than it's worth, because between the OpenXR, between Steam, and between Meta, there's always updates coming out, and then the OpenXR doesn't work. So, like when I use my Reverb G2, I never had an issue with the OpenXR toolkit. So yesterday, I updated.
FR said, you have to slow down more early, you a lot faster.
Oh yeah, definitely. You have to slow down. Like, I'm finding out that if I normally brake at 150, I got to brake at 200. To finish answer that question about the OpenXR toolkit. So yesterday I updated the Meta PC app, and and I clicked the option to opt into the public beta test channel, and then I updated the OpenXR toolkit. And it worked yesterday. Well, today I go to use so what happens is with the OpenXR toolkit, when you boot this game up and you go into VR and it gives you options of what to select, I select the Steam version. If the toolkit works like it's supposed to, you won't see the Steam VR window open. But when it's not working, the Steam VR window will pop open, and now you're not using the toolkit. So now you got 3 layers. You're having to use the Oculus PC app, as because you got to connect it to the PC app, and then you're using Steam VR and then the game. So you've got 3 layers of what's the word I'm looking for? You got 3 layers taxing the PC. So right now, I'm just using the Oculus version of ACC, so I can take the Steam VR part out of it, so it doesn't tax the PC as much. Now, with the OpenXR toolkit, because it takes the Steam part of it, the Steam VR part of it out, it frees up resources for me to crank the settings up. So when I do get to use the XR toolkit, I turn the sharpness up to 70%. I turn the turbo mode on, and along with the eye tracking FOV and all that good stuff, and I run it at 90. I run it at 90 hertz. I don't see the need to go up to 120 because I guess I'm a visual guy, and I'm the type of guy that I want the best visuals possible without compromising the performance. So if I were to crank it up to 120 hertz, I would have to turn the visuals down in order to get a smooth 120 hertz. So I take the refresh rate down to 90 hertz just so I can crank the graphics up as high as possible. So to answer that question, yeah, I run it at regardless of whether I'm using the toolkit or not, OpenXR, I run it at 90 hertz regardless. All right, let's go try another car. All right, try the KTM next. Let's see what kind of liveries they got. That looked like it's Lamborghini's cousin. Nah, I like the orange and black one. Yeah, I like that.
Rafael Fonseca said, "Thanks, buddy."
Absolutely, no problem. Now, this car is compact. This car feels like I'm sitting in an LMP1 car. Look at that giant steering wheel, too. All right, let's go with the aggressive setup. Again, I'm not going to touch the ducts. Electronics. I might leave the ABS at 3, and I might end up turning the traction control up to 2.
Green light, go, go, go.
Jeez, this thing's like right in your chest.
Low tire pressure, stay away from curbs.
Sitting inside this car, I feel like I'm sitting in an egg. Shit. One thing I don't like inside this car, damn, this car's got 2 monitors. Look at this shit. One right there underneath the Delta, and one over here to the left, right on the door.
Rafael Fonseca said, I bought a Nvidia RTX 4090 today. I am really happy. I will test at 90 Hz with ultra settings. See
Let me
you at
know.
LFM.
Let me know how
Goodbye.
that turns out. I mean, cause like I've got the Founders Edition 4090. I'm a firm believer, since Nvidia is the one who created this, they're probably I would rather go with theirs. But the way the speech chat read it back, I didn't quite catch what brand of 4090 that you have. But hey, you know, you got a 4090, you got a beast. I can tell you that. I think with like Automobilista 2 is very well optimized. So I think especially depending on what headset you use, if you use a headset with a native connection, like a DisplayPort connection, instead of this USB-C shit with the Quest, is, you know, that has the compress and decompress. Short story long, with a 4090 game like Automobilista 2, you should be able to run it at 90 Hertz Ultra with everything cranked up, with, you know, little to no compromises. ACC, I guess this game is CPU heavy. you can run it at epic settings. Like and it also depends on the resolution too. So let me start with the resolution. A game like ACC, especially if you're not using the XR, the toolkit, if you run ACC at 2160p, you can pretty much run it at any refresh rate you want. You can at epic settings. I think you can even run it at 120 hertz at epic settings if you run the resolution at 2160p. Now in my case, I cranked the resolution up. Like I'm running this this Quest Pro at 2759p because on the Oculus app, that's as high it'll let you take the resolution. But then if you jump over and you do the Steam version, I think you might be able to upscale the resolution a little bit higher because when I was using my Reverb G2, I had the resolution upscaled to 3100p, and that picture was just unbelievably sharp. And then when I used the OpenXR toolkit and I turned the sharpness up to 20, I turned it up to like 70%. I mean, just it looks absolutely gorgeous. I mean, in VR, there was very little downgrade. So like with ACC, the game is beautiful flat screen. Once you jump into VR, you know, if you're running it at like some 1440p shit at normal settings or something like that, it's gonna look like dog shit. But if you can crank it up, you can crank that resolution up to like 2900p, you know, somewhere around there, and epic settings is gonna look great. At 90 hertz, that's what remains to be seen, is how smooth would it run. So you might end up having to tweak some of the settings. You might have to turn the shadows down to medium or something like that, because that's one thing that I didn't realize is that shadows eats up a good chunk of the GPU. So I think I've got like the shadows and the contact patches and shit like that. I think I got that stuff turned down to medium, draw distance and stuff like that. Once the car gets further away from me, like the endorsement stickers and stuff like that disappear until you get closer. It's no way around it. You know, just about all racing games have pop-ins when it comes to VR. Because it taxes your PC even more. That's probably going to be the trade-off when you play around with the settings and the refresh rate and stuff. But yeah, definitely let me know how that turns out for you. Oh, I know what I meant to say is what I don't like about this driver's side mirror is that this net, this safety net it's on both sides of me. On the passenger side, damn, there's a camera over there. So there's a camera on both doors. Holy shit. Our monitors. Okay, well that's different, because what I was gonna say is that this safety net right here on my left, sometimes it obstructs the view of the mirror outside of the car. But when you got mirrors on the outside of the car and you still got these monitors on the inside, hell, you got the center monitor. So obviously this car's got 3 rear cameras in the back. The car even looks like it's got an Ethernet jack in here. Yeah, right there in the corner, it looks like an Ethernet jack. I wouldn't be surprised if that's something for them to, for diagnostics or some shit like that when they bring the car into the garage and. All right, I think we can get ready to move on to the next car. But I do want to get on the straights to see how fast I can get. With that Audi, I think I got up to 175 miles an hour before I had to brake. So we'll see how fast this will get. I can tell you right now, so far, yeah, the GT3s are still going to be my preference. I'm just gonna hit this straight right here, see how fast I can get it up to before I have to brake.
Well done, mate. The fastest lap so far.
I braked at the 150 mark, but same deal. The car got up to like 176 miles an hour before I had to brake. Well, let's go try the next one. Now we are trying the Maserati. And that looks too much like a showroom car. I wish this car was black and orange. Oh, crap. Same thing with this car. It's a really good looking car. I mean, it's, you know, again, it looks a lot like a Nissan GTR in the front. You know, I think it's because of the headlights and that fish mouth, you know, opening at the bottom of the car. And again, something that I don't like is that air intake on the top of the car that looks like a dust buster. But other than that,
Rafael Fonseca said, I have a 5950X AMD processor and Quest 3.
okay.
I'm moving from 3 screens to VR. What is difficult to get right is the depth of the game. For example, I can't see the curbs clearly. Rafael Fonseca said, that was with my RTX 3080. Let's see if it improves with the 4090.
It will definitely improve with the 4090. I can attest to that because I've got 3 PCs. My weakest PC in my bedroom has a 3070 in it. My PC in the room behind me has a 3080 Ti, and then this PC right here is a 4090. Now, before I bought this 4090, the PC in that room was the PC that I was using. It had a 3080 Ti, and I was able to find the best balance between performance and visuals. And what I ended up having to run it at 72 hertz, because at the time I was using a Quest 2. And so I was running it at 72 hertz, and as far as the visuals goes, it was one of those things where I was running it at epic settings, but I still had to play with the shadows, the you know, different aliasing, the scaling and all that stuff. I had to mess around with all that stuff. You know, the pixel, I think like the pixel density and all that shit. I had to play around with all that stuff. But with the 4090, the 4090 still has a ceiling.
Fluffy Dingo 492 said, please KTM.
I just got done doing that car, but give me a second. Let me do a couple of laps with this Maserati, because what I'm doing is I'm going through the cars in order as it shows up. And I just got done doing the KTM, and to me it handles just like the Audi did. So let me try this Maserati and I'll come back to the KTM, promise. But to come back to the 4090 versus the 3080, as I was saying, you know, the 4090 has a ceiling too. So it's not a situation where you just got, especially with VR, it's not a situation where it's just infinite, at least here on ACC. Now, a lot of built from the ground up VR games, like if you go play like a first person shooter game in VR, like a Pavlov or something like that, with that 4090, you're going to be able to run it at 120 hertz, ultra settings, and still run buttery smooth, and you're still going to have a lot of overhead left. Whereas this game, like I said, this is a very demanding game. It's not very well optimized, so you're going to have to play with the settings. But you're going to have a lot more to play with using a 4090 versus the 3080. So you will, so in my opinion, if you run it at 90 hertz, you're going to be able to run it at epic settings, and you might only have to tweak a couple of things. Another thing that's going to help with you using the Quest 3, the Quest 3 has pancake lenses. So like once you get the headset in the proper spot, there is no sweet spot. You can see everything clearly from one side to the other, whereas VR headset that had the older style Fresnel lenses, you got that sweet spot in the middle, and then when you look outside of that sweet spot, everything is, it's either blurry or the edges are soft. With pancake lenses, everything is sharp from here to here to here to here. No matter where you're looking, everything is razor sharp, you know, once you get the settings you like. So so with you using the Quest 3, if you go into the Oculus PC app, I think you can crank the Quest 3 up to like 2956 or something like that with the resolution. And if you go through Steam VR, you can upscale the resolution a little bit higher.
Rafael Fonseca said, handshake clapping hands.
Absolutely. So with the Steam VR, when you run all your settings through Steam VR, you might be able to upscale the resolution a little bit more. You might be able to jump the resolution up to 3000 or 3100 or something like that. Because honestly speaking, 2160 is supposed to be 4K, but on this game, 2160 is still blurry. Even at epic settings, you gotta up that resolution. So with a 4090, going into that Oculus PC app, take that resolution, that slider bar up as high as it'll go. And like I said, I think it goes up to 29 something. And then, you know, you go into epic settings, you're gonna get a pretty damn good picture. You're not gonna believe your eyes. You know, you're gonna say to yourself, you know, ACC never looked so good in VR. Damn, this car got a big ass panel. I mean, that all these buttons, like the start button and all that shit, is fatter than my damn thumb. But yet the steering wheel's kind of small. Damn. And you got this big ass microwave oven inside the car. And then up there, all those plugs up there up front looks like a Wi-Fi router and shit. Damn. And then it look like you got a damn CB radio right here. The Motorola CB radio. All right, let's go. Let's go with aggressive.
Green light, green light. Go, go,
Traction
go.
controls at 3. I'm going to take it down to 2.
Low tire pressure, stay away from curbs.
This car feels high off the ground too. Now, when I go to the Red Bull Ring, I'm going to jump back in my normal McLaren GT3. So far, I think I like the way this Maserati handles the best. Woo. Turn that traction control back on too. Cars on the straights, they definitely got they definitely pick up faster than the GT3s on the straights. I can get before I got a break. I got it up to 170 miles an hour. Or a car would be a good track to see how far you can stretch the legs. Okay, so for the viewer that asked, go back to the KTM and do a couple of laps. So just do the special request here. I'll do a lap or two on the KTM and then move on to the next car, which I think is going to be the AMG. Yeah, sitting inside that KTM is like, I feel like you're sitting inside of a damn egg. I mean, look at this. This wheel is like damn near in my stomach. It's really compact in here. And as I was saying, this car feels like, on the inside, this car feels like a LMP car. Go with an aggressive preset again.
Green light, give it all you can.
And again, you know, with this KTM, I don't like how this safety net right here is obstructing my vision from the mirrors and even this rear camera monitor. But I do think that is slick right there. You know, got a mirror right there and a monitor inside the car, mirror over here, monitor underneath, and then the center monitor. So it's like, if there's a car behind you, you know it. but I don't know. I think maybe this KTM feels like it's got a little more acceleration than that Maserati did. The straights, normally where I would brake at 150 GT3 cars, I think I might have to brake like maybe 20 or 30 meters before. So I think I might have to brake at about 180 meters, because at 200 meters I was actually able to slow the car down enough where like the car would almost come to a stop. See right there, I just hit the brakes at 200 meters. I mean, look how slow I'm coming into the corners. So, yeah, I feel like I'm sitting inside of a damn space capsule inside this KTM. GT2 cars, I can definitely see the acceleration on the straights. Right here in between. My hand's damn near sticking out of the car. I turned in 148s with the GT3s. I've even broken 147 a few times. So I can tell you this so far with these GT2 cars. Other than the straight line speed, these cars feel like fucking sleds. I mean, compared to the GT3s, I almost feel like I'm driving a damn school bus. All right, let's move on to the AMG. I mean, it's okay. These GT2 cars are okay. I just prefer the GT3s. Nah. Now, this livery, I kind of like it. I like how it's got the metallic silver, but got this turquoise. I like that. Damn, I like this too. I like the red trim. Whoops. Once again. I mean, this car right here, other than this GT2 on the side, it looks like it's, you know, came straight out of the showroom. Well, you know, I like race cars that look like race cars. So yeah, that looks like a race car right there. But I think I like this livery. This speaks to me.
Green light, go, go, go.
Damn. The inside of this car feels wide. I mean, in the GT3 cars, like up there in the corner, that box with the plugs, it feels like I can just, you know, reach over and touch those boxes. But inside this car, I feel like that box up there towards the front, I feel like I got to climb out of my seat and climb to the passenger side of this car to get to it. And it feels spacey in here. And the car's got a kind of small windshield too. Let's go.
Low tire pressure, stay clear of the curbs.
Oh, traction controls on 1, no wonder. That back end wanted to slide. I can feel the back end sliding around the corner. Steering wheel's kind of wide too. Damn it, yeah, that back end wants to step out on you. I mean, the rear tires are already getting warm. The corners of the rear tires are already yellow. Yeah, I don't like that. Oof. Got to turn the traction control up to 3. In this car, if you drive this car with the traction control on 1, you're going to have to feather the shit out of that pedal. Because if you're one of those dudes like me that like to smash your foot to the floor after you get out the corner, this car is going to step out on you. So, there's no way around it. If I were to use this car, I'd have to put traction control on 3 through the corners, and then I can drop it down to 1 in the straights. back
some
end,
light damage on the front.
the back end still stepped out. Oh shit, I didn't know I was going the wrong way. Nice looking car though. Disqualified for driving the wrong way. All right, so we got two more cars. We got the two Porsches. We got that ugly long tail Porsche. This ugly thing. Nah, this car is just ugly. Ugh. Like I said before, this car looks like something right out of 1974. The paint job, the wheels. Extra body, like the wide body kit or whatever, if that's what you want to call it. Ugh. That looked like something like right out of 1967. Now the car reminds me of this movie I saw called The Wraith. All right, we'll go with this. I mean, it don't matter which livery I would go with. The car's ugly. What the fuck? Ugh. Ugly. So we'll check out that last Porsche, and then we'll head on over to the Red Bull Ring and McLaren. And this fucking dashboard is like in my stomach.
Low tire pressure, stay clear of the curves.
See how this sounds. Yeah, I don't feel like this thing picks up very good either. Seven gears? Oh shit. But so far as handling goes, I think I would likely go with the KTM or the Maserati as of right now. I really don't like nothing about this car. Doesn't even sound like a race car. Hey, but this thing got some straight line speed though. I braked at the 200 meter mark and I was already up to 177 miles an hour. Whereas the other cars, I had to brake at the 150 meter mark to get up that high. So this car definitely got some straight line speed. This car definitely got some long legs. All right, let's try that RS. Then we'll head on over to Red Bull Ring. I'm not even gonna bother going through the liveries. I'm just, this car don't really appeal to me. I think the 992 GT3 is a much better looking car. And with these solid colors, it don't look like a race car. The only thing separates this livery from the first livery is that the numbers are on this car. But we'll go ahead and go with this one. Oh, the inside of this car is identical to the 935. This looks exactly like the 935 on the inside. So I'm guessing it's probably going to sound the same.
Green light, give it all you can.
Traction control is off. As far as traction controls, you got traction control 1, 2, and off.
Low tire pressure, stay away from curbs.
Gears aren't that long in this car either. So you get now this fifth gear is taking a while, but gears 1 through 4 stretch out pretty quick. 172 before I had to hit the brakes. So yeah, these GT2 cars are okay, but I'll stick with my GT3s. All right, let's jump back into into the McLaren and head on over to the Red Bull Ring. I think I'm definitely going to enjoy that. Yeah, I forgot. Jardier, during his stream, I think he put some setups for Red Bull in his Discord. So the real record on this track is 105.6.
Well, after the solitude of the summer break, we now rev the engines once again in the International GT Open Championship. Round 5 takes us to the Red Bull Ring. We are here, formerly known as the Österreich Ring, formerly known as the A1 Ring. It's now the Red Bull Ring, folks. And I tell you this, it's going to be a special race with the championship fight so fraught. We're going to race around a track that was opened back in July of 1969. Close in 2004, but soon reopened. 15th of May 2011. We are here at a capacity of 105,000.
Green light, go, go, go.
I am back in my normal car. Shit. Oh shit! I lost where I was at on the track. I like it. It feels a little bit, it feels different from the GT7 version. I think probably with the GT7 version, as with just about all the GT7 races, I'm too busy looking over my shoulder for the rammers and dirty racers. Actually, so let's go see if we can find a quick race at the Red Bull Ring. I want to see what the competition looks like over there. And then we'll wrap it up. But I like it. So we are going to get back into My EVO. Let's find the Red Bull ring. It says unknown. And the race has already started. Oh, that's a high ping right there. That Red Bull ring, that's a high ping too. So's that one. So's that one. So only the one at the top of the list. It's forcing me to take the Ferrari, so it's restricted. Yeah. This is a GT3. This is a GT2 lobby. Same deal. Looks like all these Red Bull rings is none of it's GT3. I wonder, that must be a an ACC thing. That must be something with Kunos where they must got to figure this shit out, because the lobbies are saying unknown. And I'd much rather drive a GT3 car through this. I know I'm not going to do very well with these GT2 cars. Wait a minute. Here's one that says mixed. Okay, so just stay away from the ones that says unknown. So, okay, it's some regular ones. The ping's kind of high though. 183. $179. 174. Yeah, the pings are high on this on these Red Bull rings. It looks like this 174 is the best I'm gonna get.
Green light, green.
Well, after the solitude of the summer break, we now rev the engines once again in the International GT Open Championship. Round 5 takes us to the Red Bull Ring. We are here, formerly known as the Osterreich Ring.
Shit, everybody else is using these GT2 cars. This is gonna be funny.
It's going to be a special race with a championship fight.
I know I'm not gonna be able to keep up with these GT2s in the straights, but I might be able to take them in the corners. I think I'm gonna get my doors blown off by these GT2s.
Session is now over. Yellow flag in sector 2.
I just turned in a 130, 131.8. I was only 0.8 seconds off the leader. Oh, everybody left. Find another one. Oh, Panorama, Red Bull, Red Bull. Red Bull. That ping is kind of high. That ping is high. So yeah, ping's pretty high on some of these Red Bulls. Oh, there's a Red Bull that's 116. The ping. Here's one at 188. But there's only 2 people in there. There's 5. All right, we'll go with this one. There's 5 people in here. We'll go with this one. Ping isn't where I would like it, but oh well. Oh, somebody did a 129 with the Maserati.
Round 5 takes us to the Red Bull Ring. We are here, formerly known as the Österreich Ring, formerly known as the A1 Ring. It's now the Red Bull Ring, folks. And I tell you this, it's going to be a special race with the championship prices across. We're going to race her at a track that was opened back in July of 1969. Close to their
All right, let's go.
We're here at a capacity of 105,000. miles.
Be careful there. Your lap time is invalidated. Please try to stay on the track.
This is gonna be interesting because I don't think these GT2 cars not gonna be able to keep up with me in the curves, but they gonna chop me down on a straightaway. This is gonna be interesting. This is going to be interesting. Second place. This is going to be interesting. I don't think these GT2 cars are going to be able to keep up in the curves. They kill me on the straights, but they won't be able to stay with me on the curves. be able to get down into the 129s. All right. All right. I qualified 7th overall. Yep, the top 3 guys are in GT3 cars. These GT2s. Oh, nah. Nah. Maserati looks somewhat small next to that BMW. This is going to be interesting. With these GT2 cars, I think the dive bombers are going to be, I think they're going to be an even bigger problem. Because I don't think these GT2 cars brake as well as the GT3s. They certainly don't take corners as well. I don't think they trail brake as well. And I don't think you can carry speed through the corner with the GT2s the way you can with the GT3s.
Stay double file.
All right, let's go. I'll go out on the limb and say that I think that this track might be the one track on ACC now where carrying speed through the corners is critical.
Green light, show them what you got. Car on the right, clear on the right.
well. I'll go ahead and leave it there. I will say that on a technical track, these GT2s don't stand a chance. So I'm going to call it the GT3 Master Race. Yeah, the GT2s don't have a chance on these technical tracks. Yeah, those GT2s don't take curves very well, so they got to brake a lot earlier, and I think they got to take the curves slower, because if they don't, they'll understeer right off the track. So that was actually pretty fun. I'm looking forward to when they add Red Bull to the low field motorsports. It's gonna be fun. This is a track that I won't mind putting in some practice. Matter of fact, I think I might take a nap and then come back. I'm not gonna stream it, but I think I'm gonna come back and do the Red Bull Ring on GT7. It just compare the two. So there you have it, folks. These GT2 cars are cool, but I'm still sticking with GT3. I think the price was reasonable at $18 for the DLC. You got 6 cars and you got a track. That's a whole hell of a lot better than, say, like iRacing, where you're paying like $10 or $15 a month for iRacing just to be able to race online, and then the content, like one track might cost you $15 and then one car might cost you $10. So when I had my iRacing membership for 1 year, I know I already spent like about $100 in DLC buying tracks and cars and stuff. At the time that I played iRacing, I will say that the game looks dated. I think they might look a little bit better now with, like, I think they upgraded the graphics a little bit last summer. But at the time that I played it, which was a couple years ago, the game looked dated, but to its credit, the game ran buttery smooth in VR. I mean, I was able to crank up everything and still get buttery smooth frame rates. So to that credit, VR runs great on iRacing. As far as PC games, PC sim racing games that I played, iRacing arguably ran the VR the smoothest, with Automobilista 2 coming second. Now, as far as the visuals on the PC racing games, Automobilista 2 is undoubtedly the best looking game in VR. So, but yeah, what time we got? It is 6 o'clock. I'm going to try to take me about an hour nap, and yeah, I'm going to come back and jump on the Red Bull Ring in a Group 3 car over on GT7, and I want to compare how it feels to drive, because it really feels good on that, at least on this version of Red Bull Ring, the high speed corners. You do a slight trail brake and you hit the tip of that apex, and then you carry speed out of that corner. Feels good. I really liked it. I'm definitely going to enjoy doing the low fuel motorsports races on this track. I mean, I say that now. I'm sure some idiots are going to knock me off the track, and I probably won't be saying that same shit, because turn one, is it turn one? I know one of them, you got that real sharp corner. That I foresee a lot of accidents happening at that corner. But other than that, yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So I'm babbling. Let me go ahead and get on out of here. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I really, really appreciate it. And let me see, today's Wednesday. I would say look for my next stream over on Twitch on Friday, somewhere between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. I'm looking to get on a loose schedule that I think a little bit easier to keep. So look for me to do a stream Friday between 4 and 6 p.m. on Twitch, and then Saturday morning, probably at around 10 a.m. Eastern time. Look for me to do a low fuel motorsports race, and it'll be a game time decision whether I do a sprint race or an endurance race. So hope to see you on either one of those streams, if not both. Until then, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one. Until then, you all know the line. Wakanda forever. Long live the king, and deuces. See everybody. Have a good one.